That is offline. Okay, I'm going to keep talking just in case it goes on. This says live.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Is yours live now?
Watch live now. I'm going to watch live now.
Okay, I think we're almost there. I've got an ad for my own thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard so I can actually see what's going on. And how can I see what's going on here? Control room. There we go. And
it's an ad.
okay, where are the comments now? How do I get to the comments on this? Brand new to this. Okay.
Oh, 12 people, 29 people are watching.
Okay, how do I get to the chat?
I don't know where yours is, but I got mine.
Okay, you can see the chat?
Yeah.
Wait, is it going to come up here? Ooh.
They want shout-outs already.
Okay, so you're going to relay me stuff because I'm going to open up my phone because I can't see it. The chat part of it.
All right. Well, Ricky wants you to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Actually, here, let's just put this here for a second. So, okay. Let me actually introduce everything. Hi, my name is Sean from SpeedCubeReview.com. This is April, my wife. And we both have matching SpeedCube Review t-shirts. These ones are not available for purchase at SpeedCube Shop, which is where I have some of the other ones. Maybe I'll do these. I just don't figure too many people want just a random logo of someone else's on there.
Is that a glare on my face, or is that a light?
That's a weird glare.
Okay.
I know
Right
what
there.
it is. It's this thing.
Oh, okay.
Did that fix it?
Yes.
That kind of fixed it, but it moved this weird thing.
I'd rather it be over there. There than right here.
Wait, it's back.
Face.
It's back there again.
Oh, that's fine as long as it's not on my face. Oh no, there it is.
Hold on. I'm gonna move this. It's the screen light. So I've got a little wide-angle lens on here, but it's reflecting or refracting that green light. It's right on your face.
That's cool.
Is that a cool? Wait, hold on. Scooch over like that
close
much.
To you? Oh, scoot away.
Yes.
Not
Okay.
close.
So I'm going to open up chat on my phone because I'm not seeing it on the computer screen. Let me know real quick if this mic is loud enough. Ooh, this is bad. Hold on.
Is the mic loud enough?
There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to open up chat on here just because I can't see anything.
Shout out to all the people who said they wanted the shout out. I don't know who those people are, but there's a lot of them.
How many people are on there right now? Oh, I've got an ad as well. I don't want the ad. I just want the comments. Okay. Live chat. There we go. And let me pause that. Okay. So, yes, I have a wife. This is April. People are saying
I
that.
have a husband, and this is Sean.
This is true. So, we had the accidental live stream a week ago now, and that happened just because I was looking into live streaming, and I clicked go live, and it went live. I expected settings, and it didn't work.
Surprisingly, it went live.
So, I'm going to do another one, and this is the official one. This is not going to be a regular thing at the moment, but, I don't know. It's going to be for 1 hour, so we'll be done at 9 o'clock. And ask whatever questions you have. I've only done 2 Q&A since I started the channel, and it's grown a lot, so it's going to help that.
It's loud.
It's loud. Okay. What if I did this?
Or you don't have to shout.
What about this? Does that help a little bit?
Is
maybe?
that not as loud?
Okay. I also won't shout as much. What are my mains? Okay, that's one question that I get a lot, and I don't like answering it because the term main is very, it changes a lot. And honestly, you can use any cube and pretty much have the exact same times. You can use a Volk or a Gay or a GTS or an L-Long or a Waylong, and you have pretty much all the same times. I have a competition January 21st or 22nd, and I actually have these around here. So I'm planning, if nothing changes, which probably will, I've got my magnetic Volk for 3x3 and one-handed. I've got the Wuchwei 4x4 for 4x4. There's some things I still, I guess there was a problem with the mold. Chi's being very reluctant, saying exactly what that is, but they're working on updated versions to be a little more stable. So if you ordered one and it's a little bit later to ship out, that's why. Honestly, I like mine. I don't have too many issues with it, but we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, there's not going to be 2x2 or Scube or Pyraminx or anything like that, and I don't have anything specific I'm using for that. Right now, I guess the Chi Magnetic Pyraminx, but other than that, there's just blind and FMC. And for blind, I'm using 3 Oolongs, 2 are the regular ones. This is my one from Cubologist, and then a GT one. Those are my mains.
Hey, somebody else is going to a comp on January 21st, too.
Okay, so yeah, the one I'm going to is the Michigan, or MCC Alpha 2017. I'm going to be selling some cubes there, which I'll probably just note on my Facebook page or on one of the Facebook groups, because I've got like a bunch of magnetic stuff that I've put together. And I'm not shipping them out just because shipping international is like $20 at least, and it's not even worth it. So maybe I'll do that in the future, but I'm not trying to be a store. So go to a store if you want to just purchase one pre-made, or something like SpeedCube Shop. They've got magnet kits now, so you can just get the magnets and glue and everything, and it's all set right there.
Yes, he's going to a comp. I'm going to the comp too, actually. I'm going to judge.
Wait, that sounded like I have a life. I don't know what you're talking about. Am I going to Nationals? Where's Nationals at? I actually don't know when the new one is. I don't plan on it just because Nationals is usually late summer, and that's wedding season, and that's like 2 or 3 weddings a weekend at that point. So if I do ever like any time, it's like one day of the weekend, which that's just not going to work. So no, probably.
Can we host a comp? Is that something that people can do?
So I don't actually know the information about how to be a delegate for WC. I haven't looked into it. I know there's certain rules about how often competitions can happen, and I think I'm far enough away from Ann Arbor, so I wouldn't be, conflicted with those. But they do them in Ann Arbor, which is like, what's that, 45 minutes from our house, which isn't too bad of a drive, and I'm not gonna try to have one when theirs already pretty big. Like the Alpha 2016, Lucas Eder went to, and if someone's gonna go that far for a comp, it's big enough for that. And then just Michigan 2016 was huge. I think there was 200 some people there. Got anything for me?
How many are you doing for MBLD?
Oh, multi-blind. I'm planning 3. I've only actually tried it once, and not at a comp, just at home. And it actually went pretty well. All 3 cubes were almost solved. One of them was completely solved. The other 2 had a couple flipped corners. So I feel when I solve the cube blind, but I just have like a corner or 2 mixed, I consider it solved. Like, I know it's not competition solved, but it didn't completely mess up. So I know I can do it. It's just somewhere I messed up a letter. But I'm going to do 3. The reason for doing 3 is because if I get 1 wrong, I still have a positive number. If I do 2 and get 1 wrong, it's a 0.
3 people have asked you to do a blind solve. 3.
That would be very boring. It takes, on a good solve, it's like 1.5 minutes to memorize and 1.5 minutes to solve, and it's not that exciting. It's not like a Noah Arthur solve. So that I'll record the multi-blind, and if it's good enough to put on a video, I'll put that. But there's like the end of a blind solve from my last the Michigan 2016 video, and Jahur Rubix is judging that one, and that was actually pretty comical because it was that close to a successful one. There's a question about April solving a cube. Can you solve a cube, April?
No, I don't know how to solve cubes. I haven't solved a cube. I get 2 days into it, and then I'm like, I kind of want to do something I'm already good at, rather than learning to solve cubes. Sean's a very good teacher, definitely, but sometimes I don't really want to be taught.
You just got a new cube, though, to work on.
I just got a new cube to work on, and it's this really adorable little thing here.
So, the keychain Yushin ones are really nice, but they've got a hole in it. They can easily be taken apart, so I got, actually 3 of them.
It's totes adorbs.
Yeah. One I took apart to put together pieces that don't have holes in them. So yeah, I actually have two nice mini ones, and they're about, I think it's like 30. No, oh, how small? I think it's like 33 millimeters. I think.
Oh.
I just saw someone post about doing a part two for blind solving. I have 4 videos in a blind playlist. One of them is Old Pachman. Another one is for a walkthrough of an entire blind solve. And that one, I took a lot of time I created the scramble for that so the solve hits every single case you can have. So if there's nothing that was answered in the first video, you should see it in the second one. If that still didn't answer it, I have a written page on the SpeedCubeReview site. Go into the algorithms tab. The third thing, I have an M2 video, and then I have a 4th video going over parity, kind of what it is. So if you have any other questions that are not covered in there, just send me a message. If I made another video, it would be redundant, so there wouldn't really be anything for that.
It's not that Sean won't teach me how to solve. Sean has asked me multiple times to let him teach me how to solve. And it's not necessarily that I don't want to learn how to solve. It's just one of those things where, like I said, I get like 2 days into it, I get a little bit of practice, and then I'm like, oh man, I think I'd rather like play the drums or like teach and get money, or do something else that I'm already good at. And that's on my goal for this year. I'm gonna solve something this year. I'm gonna guess probably 3x3 because I think that's kind of where you started. And I think that's probably going to be the best for me. We're going to take a really big road trip in a few weeks. I think that might be a really good time for me to practice. But yeah, it's not that Sean won't teach me.
I'm not going to force her to learn like right now and then have her hate it because of that. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I saw a couple questions. First one was the Google One 2x2. Is it good after setting up? I liked it right away. Honestly, if there was 2x2 at the competition, I would be using that one. I had a white one. I ordered a primary cube of it that came in today. I did an unboxing video and then I just scrapped the video because it wasn't entertaining or informative. Yeah, I don't do all my unboxing videos. I don't videotape all of them. But it was, the primary one feels a little bit different. I switched the internals and I still like the white one, the feeling of it. So I need to figure out if it's lubrication or not. But still, it's definitely my favorite one I have right now. That doesn't mean I actually used the Kung Fu one and the Diane and did a few solves today and I got the exact same times on all 3 of them. So it's not like I get better solve times, it's just nice to use. A couple other things I saw real quick. Was on which one's better, Old Pachman or M2. With Old Pachman, you're doing about, I think it was 300 moves on average, and M2 you're doing 200 moves. So for move count, M2 is definitely better. 3 style, I think, is like 100 moves, but that's a whole different commutator thing. Couple more things real quick before the Oolong V2 stickerless. I have one. Someone asked if it's good. Of course, the stickerless and stickered feel the exact same, and there were 2 of the fastest times on record. Actually, I think it's 3rd and 4th now at this point. The 4.9 and 4.92 were done on Oolong V2. So that's good. It was one other thing I forgot. Oh, CFOP tutorial. I don't have like a straight up tutorial of here's how you do this step, here's how you do this step, here's how you do this step. Because there's so much with each step that it takes it would be a huge video. I probably should do one that's like part 1, part 2. But I have my... how to transition from beginner to intermediate cuber, which I also then renamed beginner to CFOP. It's like the 2nd or 3rd most watched video on the channel, so you can find it that way. And then I did a video on F2L tips and tricks, advanced cross, and 4-look last layer. So I have separate videos, but they're not set up like that. So I do, but maybe I'll just rename them and put them as part 1 or 2 or 3 like that. So I do have them, but they're more vague and not like the FMC videos I made. You seem to have reacted to something. Yeah.
Not going to mention it.
Not
but
going to mention it?
No.
Okay.
We're not going to go there. We met in college. We went to, I can say where.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to Central Michigan University. And I met Sean the first day of school. It was outside a musical acoustics class. It's like a almost 400 level physics class. and it was like 8 in the morning, because I was on time. I remember that I was on time for the first class, which was like probably the first time I was on time for that particular class. And Sean was all dressed up, all fancy like.
I was dressed up because there were orchestra auditions, and I wanted to be really snooty and scare the new freshmen coming in that they had to dress up. But I really didn't.
Well, I just happened to give a really good impression, you know.
Yeah.
You know, those first impressions are really important sometimes. And then after that, we just started talking, and
yeah. And now we're married.
Kind of happened like that, I guess.
Jump forward a little bit.
A little.
Okay, so
like
someone asked.
8 years.
No, 10 years almost.
Well, now 10, but
Yeah.
8 years since
True.
we met, and then we got married.
Collections video. Collection. So I will do one. I don't honestly like, because I feel like collections are, look at all these cubes I have. But I usually have them for reviews, and it's not something that I'm like, check out my collection I've made. Because I don't consider myself a collector of cubes, although some people would beg to differ. But I will do one. Maybe it'll be for like 20,000 subscribers or something like that. Because I'm probably going to hit 15,000 in the next few days, I think. So thank you for that.
Who's that one famous guy that everybody always says that you look like?
There's a few. James Marsden is the one I get the most, although my hair was sort of longer. That was the guy, and he's been in a few
Somebody
things.
who just asked if you're Stifler.
His name is Sean, though. What is it? It's Sean something.
I don't know. It's the wrong Sean. No, it's not that I'm bored. I've never done a live stream before, and I'm used to getting a lot of feedback. Like I work with music and children, and so if somebody's looking at me and I can have a conversation and I feed off your social cues and I see you're smiling and then I can smile, like that's how I usually do social things. I haven't really made my own videos or done anything like that, so that's why I'm just kind of sitting here.
Yeah,
like,
we're just staring at
doing
ourselves right now
this.
on the computer screen.
Yeah, wondering if it's okay if I have that
Maybe not.
off screen.
Yeah, off screen. And now you can wonder what we're talking about. So,
Am I off?
someone asked about yeah, you're good. Someone asked about an advanced F2L video. My F2L tips and tricks is kind of my advanced F2L video because honestly, a lot of it is either just figuring out new cases, multi-slotting, or algorithms, things like that. So it takes time, but the tips and tricks would be considered that. A couple other things someone said real quick. Oh, what was it? For next month, a video of method. We're going to be we'll be out of town on vacation for a couple weeks, and then the competition's later that month. So there might not be anything then. But everyone wants me to do Petrus. Not everyone. People I think who already do Petrus want me to do Petrus. So it might be that. It might be one flip for pure minx. It might be something else silly like corners first. What is it? I think Waterman method. There might be a 4x4. I don't know, honestly. I said one flip, so I might do that one. But nothing in January, nothing December because it's kind of crazy. But I'll try to pick it back up in February.
Most of the time, people think that I'm his child, not his mother.
Wait, you're my mother?
Somebody asked if I was your mom. Yeah, for real. I mean, I am older than him, but I'm not that
this
much
is
older
true.
than him.
Bro, please don't. I don't know. You have to be specific when you say bro, please don't. Like there's so many things.
Maybe he was responding to the other silly things that people were saying.
The mosaic is behind me. If you haven't watched that video, watch it now. DerpyCuber's in it. And if you're on Instagram, go check out DerpyCuber's Instagram. He made a very, very from the heart video that it made me cry.
It was very moving. It was very moving. It affected Sean's emotional life today in a very good way. It's nice to see people happy doing things they love to do.
So commutators for FMC, commutators are really good to do. When you're at F2L -1, yeah, you can do commutators, but the big thing is you have options. You can orient edges, so that's gonna adjust your last layer. You can insert the last slot different ways, just with normal, let's say we've got the normal insertion, R, U prime, R prime. You can do that, or you can do a U and then R, U2, R prime, or you can do a U prime and do a sledgehammer. There's all these different ways of inserting the last layer, or the last piece that you can, what I've heard some people do is they get F2L -1 and then they just try every single way of inserting that last piece as they can, and then you can do the inversion and try all those ways again and then find what works best. Sometimes you can just completely skip the last layer or find a really nice OLL that will skip PLL.
What's your first cube?
My first cube was a Rubik's Cube, which actually, where is that one? Here we go.
Just so you guys know, if you're asking questions, I know he's already answered in one of the videos on the site. I'm not answering them because I know they're already out there.
So this is my first cube. It's a Rubik's brand. After that, I got the Shengshu Aurora and the Fengshi Shuangren Mini Illusion, and the Fengshi one was way too fast for me. Actually, it might have been the Rubik's SpeedCube, and I got it, and it was too fast and crazy for me, and I gave it to UCuber2, who was one of my violin students. And then when I did my mega comparison, that first one, I asked for it back so I could use it, and I still have it. So actually, if he's watching, UCuber2, if you want it back, you can have it. But this is my first one.
It's totally a walrus.
What? I am the walrus.
I hope that doesn't mean something that I have no idea what it means. Somebody asked for a walrus, and maybe we're too old to really know what they're talking about anymore. I'm going to assume it's because...
We're not hip with your lingo.
Yeah, I'm going to assume it's because you're totally awesome, and maybe you have 2 big teeth.
Mrs. SpeedCubeReview is very pretty.
You should have seen what the other guy said.
Oh,
I know. I screenshotted that, by the way.
So, okay, someone asked about me being sponsored. I'm going to address that real quick. So, SpeedCube Shop doesn't sponsor me. And what we have is sort of a deal worked out. He has some advertisement on the SpeedCubeReview website, and then there's some deal we made with that. So I'm not like sponsored where Cameron just sends me a bunch of stuff and says, here, have this stuff. In a way, I am paying for everything. I now have been getting stuff from Moru and Chi. What else? I thought there was another company that sent me some stuff. I should remember this. But I have been getting stuff. That was a weird
That was
sound.
a loud
Sorry
sound.
if I just blew some of your headphones.
It sounded like you smacked somebody.
So they have been sending me stuff. That was something that I think they reached out, and they've just been reaching out to some channels. Now, I want to talk about real quick though that I've gotten stuff in the past from the Cubicle, and I've gotten stuff in the past from speedcube.com.au and from Cube for Speed, which if they out of business now, I think I saw reading that. But all of them, I'm not just like stick to one specific one. And what I wanted to do at the beginning was not be, just with one company, because I wanted to make everyone happy and say, if you want to do this, I'll accept that. And what happened though is other companies wanted me to be like private just with them and just communicate with them. And since I wanted to be, friendly with everyone, a lot of people got mad at me about that. I got some...
It's kind of the story of your life, actually.
Yeah. I got some messages from some of the companies that were angry about certain things. And all of them, after communicating why, certain things happen, they're all like, oh, sorry. But I don't really get too much communication from them because I think they see... This is scaring me right now. I think they see what... that I do a lot with SpeedCube Shop, and mainly just because Cameron was the most, he communicated with me the most and really reached out before anyone else did, and decided, why did you do that? You messed up the mosaic.
How long did it take for you to be sub 30?
Sub 30. What was interesting, I don't know exactly, because I started, I think it was like March of 2014. It was whenever the Google Doodle was, and I wasn't too, speed solving driven. It was just, hey, I want to solve this thing, and then it was just cool to solve, and I had no ambitions to be fast at all. And by the end of the summer, I was at 1.5 minutes, and so I don't know when I really decided to try to be fast. It might have been a month before that minute 30, or it might have been way before that. And by around I think late October, I got to about 30 seconds, and then by late November, I had a sub 20 average of 100. And then from there, it just really slowed down. I thought I was at like 19 seconds for months and months and months and months and months. So
how long did it take you to get to sub 15?
Right now, my average of 100 is around 15 point some seconds. So I'm still that. I guess if you're counting from when I started cubing, 2 3/4 years. I really don't even like talking about times and how long it took me to be a certain time because people focus.
Sam thinks you're hot.
Thank you, Sam.
He's pretty hot.
I don't like talking about times because people focus way too much on it. Think of it this way, because you look at Felix and Matt's and Keaton and all those people, and you look at them and say, I can do that, and I'm pretty much everyone should be able to do that, but like if I want to get into basketball, I'm not going to be a professional basketball player no matter really how much I work. Now, maybe I'm probably 99.9% chance I'm not going to. And if my goal is to be an NBA star, I'm going to be really frustrated. And I see so many people online who they comment how they're not sub 20 or sub 15 or sub 10, and then they put the little emoji with the crying eyes. Stop that. Like, have fun. If you're not having fun, it's like take a break and do that again.
We're kicking this guy out. He's already said a couple of other things too.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
Okay.
Bye.
How do I get to that? Ooh, I can see right here.
Yeah. Some of our favorite foods to eat together. Salmon. Totally salmon. Sean's favorite food is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Mine is definitely salmon. We drink coffee together a lot more than we actually eat.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Casey, you asked me to fix mosaic. I'm doing this for you, Casey, and myself.
It's mostly for him, though, for sure.
It gave me a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get this piece out. Come on.
By the way, Sean got me this shirt, so...
Okay. Wait, did you scramble this? You scrambled this too. I'm gonna assume this was all blue, so...
What if it wasn't?
Then...
What if it was wrong the whole time?
Ugh. I wasn't going to solve a cube on this channel. On this thing.
You're welcome.
Where's the other blue one? Okay.
What do you average? Oh, that's not specific enough.
Okay, actually, can I pause the video so it's not going and just... No, actually, let me go to this. Where is it? What do I average? For 3x3, like I said, my average of 100 is around 15 seconds. I have a couple sub 10-second solves, but I'm not too worried about getting any faster with that. That's why I started doing ZZ and Rue, just to mix it up. 2x2, I've got a couple sub 5 averages, a 5 for Ortega, but I'm not too interested right now in learning EG or anything like that. I'm more interested in trying to find ways to make Ortega even faster. So being able to like plan almost the entire thing from the start, which is getting fun. It's a very intuitive way of going about it. Yes? Looked like there was a question.
There was, and then it went away.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, they keep calling me Mrs. SpeedCuber. It's putting a little bit of pressure on me, I have to say. I mean, I will have to learn how to solve a cube and then learn to do it fast. Like, I don't know, guys.
What's my favorite event? If I was better at blind, I'd say blind. But I like 4x4 just because it's not so straightforward. There's a lot of variables with it, and...
Oh, actually, I'll get them.
Oh, they're gonna knock stuff over.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, so... Someone just asked about, can April solve a 3x3? Watch earlier in the live stream. Not yet. That's the answer,
wow.
but...
Not all of you. Oh, my.
Okay. How long have I played the violin? I've played the violin since September of 1997. So almost 20 years. And the dogs came in here. Actually, I'm going to take the collars off.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
That way they don't make too much noise. But I can't move the camera, which is a problem. I guess I could, but It's very messy in here. So the dogs are in here now. Let me see. Emmett, come here. Come here. Come on, Emmett, up. Oh, let me help you out here. Come here.
There he goes.
This is why we should not have dogs in the live stream. Okay. So.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, let's kick them out. The accidental live stream. 2 of the dogs were in there, so you can see them there. If you want to see some other dogs, sorry about that. If you want to see some of the other dogs, in what one? There was one video where I showed all 3 of them. It was a question and answer. Question and answer number 2, I think. So you can see them there. Okay, let's get back to this.
I tried. They're too big. They're too big and clumsy. They don't really know what they're doing. They just come in and they try to hug us and everything goes everywhere. And that's what happens when you have a shepherd. They're big.
Okay, the dog's name. Yeah, watch the question and answer. They're in there. Emmett, Mojo, and Hero is now with us. That is our friend's dog who's chilling with us right now. Sorry about the microphone. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. I was about to itch my face again. I'm trying not to do that. It's not really a nervous tick I normally do, but seeing myself in the camera, I don't just want to like stand here like this, and I don't want to do this.
Well, you're going to have to be careful. If you put your shoulders back too much, people are going to say that your shirt's too tight. I can actually see your nipples. So.
Okay. What does average mean? Is it...
I would assume that you guys would know what that means.
Okay.
But, well, yeah.
Let's get back to this. Do we have an elf on the shelf? No, we don't have an elf on the shelf because the dogs are not too concerned about that. Where did I learn how to solve a 3x3? I don't remember.
At home.
Yeah, I can actually visualize where I was when I was teaching myself how to solve it. I remember a website. I think it might have been how do you pronounce that? The one that everyone goes to that starts with a B. I've always looked at it and just sort of went.
There's not a light behind us to turn on.
Somebody needing a light?
Well, they were just like, it's too dark.
This is too dark?
This is like when I drove up to the house, it looked like we were having like some sort of like alien thing going on in our house because this one window just super bright light coming out of.
I put my DJ lights up to get a lot of bright light because I don't have specialty lights for video recording, and that's why a lot of my videos are really awkwardly lit. But I put my DJ lights up to get some really big floodlights on here. Is it Bad Mephisto? I think maybe that's how you pronounce it. That one.
They want to know what your favorite TV show is.
We don't have a subscription to anything TV-ish.
We don't really watch TV.
Yeah, we watched Doctor Who for a little bit on, like, it was either Hulu or Netflix, whatever was on. And then when season something came out, whatever the last one was, they didn't put the new episodes online. You could only get them after the whole series was done, unless I pirated them, which I really didn't care to do that. And so we just stopped watching it. So really, it's YouTube channels, and there's enough of them out there where you can basically live off watching YouTube channels.
Totally.
So
it's great because I can actually go and search, and they're making content now.
Yeah.
It's relevant to what's going on right now.
So some of the fun ones, Channel Awesome does, that's Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, does a lot of things, and then
Cinema
Snob does the midnight screenings, and those are both fun to watch. And then there's some different, I guess, vloggers they'd be considered, but there's a lot of channels out there that we just watch on YouTube. There's not too many TV shows that we watch anymore. It's just finding time to sit down for like a half hour to watch something.
I like watching educational things most of the time. Like SciShow is totally awesome. I've been watching a lot of I like watching a lot of debates. I enjoy having discussions about things that people might consider kind of taboo to talk about. That's not what I'm going to be doing here, though. That's not what this is for. But I like to hear discussions.
And apparently the Bad Mephisto was from Diablo 2, or the combination of words, so interesting. Someone asked about Jehoor Rubik's. I haven't heard anything about him. I mean, I think he did a video recently, a couple of them, but we don't really communicate.
Hashtag, rip Mike. okay. The mic's okay.
The mic's good.
It's right
It has
here.
one of those puffy things on it, and it landed on that, so we are good. This is my first time actually. I started using the stand recently. It's the stand I actually use for handheld microphones, for weddings or other things. They usually don't have these crazy wires on here. And I found out that the Zoom mic comes with a little thing you put in there, and I didn't realize that did that except for just like a week ago, and I've had this mic for I think 2 years now.
Why do we have so many Rubik's Cubes? Hey, I don't think it's too many Rubik's Cubes, by the way.
Okay. First, I tried hiding them when I first got. There was about maybe 30 when April found the stash of Rubik's
I'm not
Cubes.
upset, and I was never upset about it. I don't know why you felt the need to hide them. They were hidden.
Wow, it's already been 35 minutes. So all of these back here, there's almost no doubles. The doubles you see are on the windowsill, and then any doubles I usually give away.
Apparently there is a light behind us, but it's going to be behind me, and that's strange.
Yeah. The doubles I
Doesn't
usually...
do very much.
You could move it right there.
Oh.
If it'll reach and not knock stuff over. The doubles I usually give away. And like I had that... If there was a 4x4 giveaway, I'm just going to re-give those away, I think. There was the Cyclone Boys, the... what was that? The Yushin Blue with soft springs, Maru soft springs, Maru soft springs, and then a Kung Fu. I have added another one, the Mayu.
Oh, God.
Actually, that's not too bad. The Mayu, I'm gonna add to that collection because I have another one of those, but I give them away. So everything you see back here, there's almost one of everything, and I have them because I might need them for reviews later, and I just get them. Yeah,
Nostalgia Critic. People keep asking about who you or I or we voted for.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not something we're gonna talk about on this channel.
Yeah, for people that are not in the U.S., it's crazy.
Let's not.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into it, but the system's weird, and yeah, I'll stop right there.
There's a lot of social conflict going on, and it's like, it's within families too. So there's a lot of kind of hard feelings going around, and it's not something that I think that we need to talk about on this channel, because this channel is kind of about cubing, you know.
Sure. Another question. I know it's the one that someone asked. It's not about this channel. I'm just gonna leave that one alone, just because I don't mind talking about it, but yeah, it's just gonna bring up more questions. So we're gonna leave that there. Someone, the Wuxue 4x4 or Wuxue. I actually tried contacting Chi and they didn't specify how to pronounce it. I think Wuxue, or the Aosu 4x4. Both are nice. If you like mini cubes, it would have to be the Aosu between those two. I get almost equal times on both, but I like the really smooth feeling of the new Chi one.
Hi.
Oh, I'm actually scrolling backwards.
If you talk about doing violent things, you're gonna be removed.
Yeah, you guys, chill.
Yeah.
Somebody
asked about hobbies that you did before cubing. Sean was an avid disc golfer. And I say was just because cubing has kind of taken over that aspect a little bit, but we've done, and when I say we, I mean I went along with Sean when he did state championships up in Ludington, Michigan.
Yeah, you disc golf though.
I disc golf,
and not bad. You're good.
He says I'm not bad. I think I'm horrible, but that's just because if I did it consistently, I'm sure I'd do pretty well. And if I were to compete like on a women's league,
it's like 200 feet dead straight.
I'd probably actually do pretty well. I like that because it's outside.
Yeah, that's honestly the most recent hobby. But when I'm free on a Sunday when leagues usually are, I'll just be like, oh, I'll make and edit a video, and it's.
Sorry that your SD card went out.
So, do you know about that?
Yes.
Okay.
You just told me like today.
Oh yeah. And actually, if you've watch Felix's final chapter of the Friday Fours. It's hilarious. Thunderclap V1 or V2, both. I like the feeling of the V1 just because the springs are tighter. They have different springs in them. how they perform is almost equal. I think the V2 gets way too much of a bad rap. I don't use either of them as a main, so it's hard to really say that.
I found his cubes
But
probably a little over a year ago. It was definitely when we bought this house. We were here because all this stuff really started.
It was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, really? 2 years ago? It was just funny. So just kind of like around the office. We share this office, actually, which is why it's so cluttered. We have a whole bunch of stuff between the two of us. And I was just kind of like moving stuff around. I opened this thing up and it was just like, whoa, that's a lot. What? It was just funny. Not like he kept a secret, but it was just something that he does. We have different work schedules, so I might leave at like 7 in the morning, and then Sean will be at home until like 1 or 2. So there's a lot that goes on around the house that I just don't really know about, which is fine. But luckily we do get to work together a lot, so we see each other at work all the time, and then we get to come home right around the same time, which is kind of late. It's not your average 9 to 5 job. That's not what we do. That's not what we've ever done.
Just got a message from Dane, or Dan with an E, but thank you.
Dan with an E.
Yeah. GAN Air, is it worth $26? Sure. I made a video on, I think it was the GAN Masters 356, and if you're going to get the GAN Cube, you can either get the regular GAN 356 and get the one that's called the light version, which is just in a cardboard box and costs $16. But
hey, we love you too.
But if you spend the money on the nice one, get the Masters or the Grandmasters edition, because for those couple dollars more, it's totally worth it. And I think of the GAN Air Cube as one that can work for almost anyone. A lot of people hate the tighter springs. I really like them. And my magnetic GAN Air that I made that has I think they're green springs in it, or maybe blue. No, yellow. But anyways, the lighter ones. The magnetic one feels honestly almost exactly like the one with the orange springs, with how tight it feels. So it's very versatile. Definitely worth the money if you want something that you can mess around with. And the little GES springs are so cool. It's something that could fit anyone's style. So definitely worth it. But on the lines of, is it worth it going to make you a better solver? No. You could use a $3, $4, GE sale and get pretty much the exact same times on it. But I guess that's my very vague answer that didn't quite answer it completely.
Your thoughts on Felix world record? Did you want him to get it?
I feel bad for Matt, honestly. Like, him being next to him, you can see it hurt a little bit. It hurts to watch. I'm sure he's happy for Felix. Like, I'm not saying that but there's been, ever since it was about 5 years ago, whenever one of the world championships that it was Matt's against Felix, and Matt's lost because of a +2. Ever since then, it's kind of been this back and forth. Then the 5.55 and 5.66. Felix deserves it. He has so many records. Didn't he I think he just got the 6x6 one, like, today or
Maybe that's
yesterday.
What he's talking about.
No, it's got to be the 3x3 one. But anyways, whoever gets it, good for them. It's almost comical at this point, because when non-cubers ask, oh, what's the fastest time? And you're like, it's like 4.7 seconds. It's ridiculous.
What's Charbox Mannequin Challenge?
Well, I know Mannequin Challenge. I don't know what Charbox
I know,
is.
yeah.
Are they saying how do we feel about it, or
no.
let's do?
Let's. Like all of us collectively, like me, you, and everybody in the chat, and everybody who's watching. Means we all have to get still all at the same time.
Just pause the video.
Which isn't going to happen because there's a lag.
Okay, I wanted to talk about this too. Mannequin Challenge, dabbing, the trends, yeah, they're cool. But I always, by the time I decide, hey, maybe I should try that, it's way past its coolness.
Carol of the Cubes are in the background.
Yeah. But there's been, do you guys remember planking and then...
Coning.
I forgot about that one. What was coning again, April?
Coning was going through a drive-thru and getting an ice cream cone and scaring the crap out of the person behind the window who's just trying to do her job, give you some ice cream, make you happy, and make her money so she can pay her bills. So what you would do with the ice cream cone is you would grab it like this and just put it in your mouth, and you might not even pay for the ice cream cone, which makes it worse, actually.
You act like this has happened to you.
This has happened to me. It was not very pleasant. I don't know. It was very strange. I wasn't sure if maybe I should, call the authorities if somebody was driving under the influence of drugs or something, and that's unsafe. So it's just silly. like get a hobby and do things like cubing. Is
When you're
pretty cool.
talking to people, yeah. So okay, I remember there was a question earlier and I forgot to answer I think it was about how to learn OLL algorithms. Repetition. That's really it. And what I did, I learned a lot on my own. Like, I would learn one algorithm, and then I'd do it with my right and left hand, so that would solve usually 2 cases. And then I'd try it backwards, which it was nice learning it backwards, because you can do it backwards to set it up, and then forwards to solve it. And then I would do forwards to see what that would give me, and then backwards to solve that. And so with one algorithm, I would often do 4 different cases. Most often, those end up being the ones that a lot of people use. Sometimes they were slightly different, and even though they're slightly different, my times for OLL PL algorithms are like 2-3 seconds, so I'm not like solving within a second, and the difference between a algorithm that Felix may use compared to the one I'm using is not going to give me any faster time. So I'm happy with the ones I use.
Talking about the today record.
Oh, so 6x6, and I just read 7x7 average. That's crazy. I feel like every weekend it's just waiting for him to break another one, and then for everyone else to try to catch up, and then they get it, and then everyone's just waiting again for Felix to break it again. I'm wondering when there's going to be a long gap in this.
What is a good cue for people to get who average 45 seconds?
Any. If you want to get, again, air like Felix uses, or the Volk like Mats uses, or get a magnetic, or if you want to buy a $3 Guanlong or Qi Sail or MF3, any. I said earlier in the stream that when I started that I got one of the first cubes I got after I had the Rubik's brand was the Feng Shi Shuang Ren, and that I hated using because it was really fast. And then I practiced with a little bit and it was fine. I made a video also. There was a whole video about what's the best cube to get. I do like some 3x3 and a 4x4 solve in there. Watch that one. I think it's in a playlist also of called like Feeling Stuck. But in it, I talk about how I ran into this guy who used to do like professional skateboarding tricks, stuff like that. And when people would ask him, like, people would come in looking to buy a skateboard from the shop he worked at, and they want like the best one that this pro skater uses, and it might not be the best for them. Kind of like, the Volk might not be the best cube for someone starting out because it is fast and flexible. But if you're going to practice more on that cube because you're excited about it, get that cube. It might be fast and flexible, which is harder to use than, let's say, a, sail. But if you're excited about it and you practice more because of it, you're going to actually get better using it because you're more excited about it. Is there something you saw?
Yeah, somebody mentioned something about Pokemon Go, and I just kind of wanted to
Do you want me to introduce this?
Sure.
So, April does Kindle Music, and she's hosted birthday parties, and one of them was a Pokemon-themed birthday party.
For a 3-year-old.
For a 3-year-old. Microphone. Ah! It's a Pokemon Go photo booth.
Photo booth. Yeah. I'm not going to get the props out, though.
You may pause the screen right now and save this. Okay. Also, for when I jog with my dogs, I do have the Plus, which is really nice to use. There have been some Pokemon I've missed because of it, but haven't jogged with them too much because it's snowing and it's crazy out and it's icy. If you live in a place that doesn't have this much snow.
It was like 4 degrees the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's very cold in Michigan right now.
It's already...
It's not even officially winter.
yeah.
It's ridiculously cold.
It's almost a solstice, so I'm considering it. There's only like 10 minutes left.
Oh my God.
That is
okay.
crazy.
Lots and lots of people want us to play music.
Okay. Real quick, we're gonna play a thingamajig.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn this volume down a little bit because the sensitivity of this does not auto-adjust. So, it's gonna get a little bit quieter.
Oh, jeez, I hope I'm in tune.
Sure. Okay, let's not do that second ending. This is just gonna be like a little 1-minute song for the holidays.
I love how you're assuming I can see that.
I don't think I'm in tune.
Okay. You get like 5 seconds to do that.
Close enough.
Alright, fine.
Close enough. Okay, second ending.
It's good, I'm just gonna go with it. Second ending!
Sing along if you know the words. So, 1, 2, 3. Lost. We did not practice that.
No!
Okay. Enjoy that. That's the only playing right now, just because there's not much time left in the live stream. I'm sure as much as some people might want us to play the whole rest of the time.
We should do a lightning round.
Okay. Just shoot them at.
Play Juju in that beat. I don't know what that means. If you want to play Pokemon Sun and Moon.
So, I haven't downloaded it yet because I don't feel like I have time to. I played the demo and I didn't like the demo. Although I've heard it's not as linear as other games, which is what I've been wanting. Red and Blue is still my favorite.
Have you watched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? If so, what's your favorite episode?
I honestly have not watched one of those, but I have watched the reaction, I don't know if it's the Fine Brothers or the React, but the reaction to those. And that's worth it. So I don't know which ones they were, but they're all scary.
Thoughts on Nationals being held in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Is that really where it is? Because all I've been seeing on Cubix Friends is that Nationals is everywhere.
Maybe
so,
they know something you don't.
If it is, that's actually not too far away.
What color am I going to do?
What day is
next?
Nationals? Let me know.
Let's see if I can see that. What color am I going to do next? I don't know. I have a friend who does this for me, and I teach her kids music, and she does my hair. So I usually walk in, I'm like, I don't know, I need to do something different. And she's like, oh, okay, let's do that.
Let's turn the mic up. I didn't realize it was still off. So, sorry if that was quiet for you guys.
Oh.
Carol of the Bells. We already did that one.
Yeah.
I did that in the mosaic thing.
On that,
yeah.
Teaso, peaso, peas.
What's my favorite 3x3? I like my magnetic Valk because I spent time to put magnets in it. The Gan Air is always fun to use. The Mini Oolong is always the one I go back to. That's fun.
How do I get better at pairing up
F2L Pairs? I think I'm going to do a video on I don't know if I'm going to call it beginning F2L, but as far as pairing them up, you don't always need to pair them up. There's really two cases. There's pairing them up and inserting the two in, or having them apart, like opposite colors, where you pair them up as you insert them. Honestly, it's practice. It's doing it over and over so you'll recognize the exact same case again, but just sit and experiment with it. It will take months, if not years. And I say years because, yeah, I started doing F2L, and after a month I felt really good with it, but it still takes me on a good solve, but cross F2L takes 8 seconds, 9 seconds, but for Felix it takes 4 or 5 seconds, and we will do often the exact same thing. The difference is that he is much better at seeing where all the pieces are because he's been doing it longer, and he's Felix.
I do have a channel, but I don't do anything on that except for save videos for me to help me learn songs and activities to do with kids, because that's what I do. I do have some ideas kicking around in my head for my own channel and doing videos and things like that, but That's still in the works. I'm not comfortable announcing anything about that yet, but believe me, you guys will be one of the first to know because I will be looking for subscribers.
Alright. What's best for you, Gani or Volk 3? It doesn't matter how fast you are, either one is fine, and I cannot tell you which one. Check out the reviews that I've done and other people have done. Tips for memorization for 3 blind. I'm going to talk fast because we're running out of time. For 3 blind, visualizing actual things. And for single, just blind, I memorize corners first and memorize, like, I'll put 2 letters together, memorize an image, and actually just keep that image, and I'll visualize it in my Violin studio. That way I know exactly what I'm looking at. And then edges, I just use sounds. So, like, I'll just remember bow or something like that. For multi-blind, I do more of the journey where it starts on, like, I'm visualizing the nightstand, and then where I charge my phone, and then the countertop, or the not desk, the dresser in the bedroom, and I'm memorizing each thing and an image on those spots. Noah Earth has a really good tutorial on that. I might do a video later on that's kind of how I do it, that is maybe worded differently, but like all the blind ones, he's covered everything with it.
Sean's never really grown a beard. It's not that he can't. He totally can. He just doesn't really...
I've done like a month where I didn't shave, but the problem is, like, this is maybe 2 days, and since I play at weddings and I'm constantly meeting with clients, I don't want to have, kind of like my hair. I at one time had longer-ish hair, like it was long, but not long enough to put in like a ponytail.
Gorgeous, though. It was so gorgeous.
It's growing it out. There's always those weird like middle phases where it doesn't look long, doesn't look short, just looks. And when I'm meeting with clients who are trying to hire me for their wedding, it's kind of like I can do that. I can grow my hair out or grow a beard out, but I might lose clients because of it, because they might look at me kind of weird.
Guns N' Roses were cool because of the time that they were in, and at this point in my life, I don't really see the need to go back to it. It was okay, like middle school dance music, but then again, like, I'm old.
I use I think it was N35, 30 something, whatever that number was. I think it's 35 for the GAN Air. It feels nice. It's not too grippy. I could see using higher ones, but it was interesting. When magnets started coming out, everyone was saying stronger magnets. And now I'm seeing a lot of people online saying that, this magnet was too strong and that was too strong. I think the idea at first was to get the strongest ones possible, and now everyone's like, we can just back off. So 35 is fine. You're not going to feel it too much, just enough to where you can tell it's in there, but moving fast. All it's really going to do is make it feel a little more controllable. AZ
Stacker, thanks for watching them for 2 years. It's kind of when he really started getting going.
Yeah, I started only I built the website, I think early March, and then the YouTube channel started late March. So it's been about a year and 9 months.
I don't think makeup tutorials are something that I would really be interested in doing. Maybe for like friends, we could probably do that. I don't know. That's not the kind of portrayal I would like of myself out there in the world.
So we only have a couple minutes left. Someone asked about me can I play cello? Yes. I actually did in my Q&A too. So look under the question and answer playlist, and I play violin, cello. I play the didgeridoo in that video, the drums, a bunch of other stuff. Because I went to school for music education, I had to learn how to play every band instrument and every orchestra instrument. So like violin, viola, cello, bass, trumpet, trombone, tuba, euphonium, clarinet, saxophone, flute. I had to did a whole semester of percussion, piano, guitar, did some African hand drumming classes, a lot of different things. Now,
West African.
Yes. No, South African. He was from South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes. Colette Mabigani.
Yes.
Was his name. Now, one of those things, so I'm not going to do like a concert on the trombone because I can play it, but I can't I did it for a semester. So that's that.
Some people want you to take apart cubes.
Why take apart them?
I don't. They want you to show them how to do it.
How to take them apart. I have a video on how to tension it and how I set up a cube. The setup a cube is my more elaborate one, where I'm actually like gluing pieces together and doing a general idea of how I would set up a
Yes,
cube.
you should totally give your cat a Christmas present. Dogs get Christmas presents. Have I ever put makeup on Sean? That answer is yes.
You have? I don't remember. Was that for Rocky Horror Picture Show?
It was Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Totally Rocky
If you don't know what
Horror.
Rocky Horror Picture Show is,
You
ask
should.
your parents first.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Yep. You probably
It's actually,
should.
I think...
No, there's nothing bad about it. There's just kind of like, it's really risque, but it's hilarious, and it's a cult classic, and it's something that everybody should do around Halloween. You need to go see. You need to not just watch the video. You need to go see it live. That's what you need to do.
As far as putting springs in your Shank Show 6x6, don't worry about it. You know, if you're trying to make it really good, honestly, break it in. That's the biggest thing.
I don't think I want him to do my makeup.
That'd be good, though.
Well, now we kind of have to do it.
Okay, so I'm going to finish this up because we've got like 1 minute. I'll probably go like a minute or two over. So any quick questions, you guys? Thank you all for watching. This was a ton of fun. I probably won't do this for a while, though, just because it took a while to set up. So if there is any other one of these, it won't be till 2017 for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what happens then.
I know that Sean liked about me from the beginning the fact that I stole a poster from the wall.
It wasn't the
school.
stealing of the poster. It wasn't like she steals things.
Sean liked the fact that we both went to the same music camp when we were kids. Actually, I think that was his first big pickup line.
Someone asked me real quick, what's my custom puzzle I made? The only one I've actually finished was my the half truncated cube. I have a sphere that I've been working on that I showed this in the last video. I never finished this. I started making a sphere and then just stopped. I don't know why. So maybe I'll get back to this and finish the sphere. I don't know how to sticker it. So let me know in the comment section right now. How should I sticker the sphere? Okay.
I promise it won't be so awkward next time.
Was it awkward?
Somebody in the beginning said that was awkward. Like, yeah, well, yeah.
For Peter, I know you just got here, but you can go back and watch the whole thing and pretend like you're watching it live. You can do that. Tips for beginners: have fun. Just have fun. You started cubing probably because you're like, hey, this looks like fun, and you didn't start, hopefully, maybe, because you're like, I am going to be the world record holder.
I think he mentions his main in the video.
Which one?
I don't know. See? It's not specific.
I did talk at the very beginning about what I might be using at the next competition, but have fun. If you're a beginner, that's it. Learn new algs if you want to learn new algs. If you want to learn be full OLL and PLL, do it because it's fun, not because it's like this daunting task that you get annoyed with.
And if you want to learn like a new language, you should do that too.
Yeah.
Or if you want to learn an instrument, you should do that. If you want to learn anything, we have the internet now, people. There is no reason to not do the things you want to do because we have the internet. It is all at our fingertips. This is the best time to be alive.
Okay. Real quick, I'll talk about some mains and then we're going to cut this off. So thank you again. I don't, like I said in the beginning of this, I don't like to talk about mains because I could really use anything. The competition I'm going to go to in January, I'm going to use my magnetic Valk 3, and my hand just made a sound. So if you heard that on the mic, that was my hands. My magnetic Valk 3 is probably going to be what I'm going to use for two-hand and one-hand unless something crazy happens. And 4x4, the Woosh Way right now is what I've been using a lot, although I like 60mm 4x4, so hopefully they'll do something with that soon.
Sticker or stickerless?
I always like stickerless cubes, but for 2x2, if there is no 2x2 at this competition, but I'll probably use, if there was, I'm really liking the Rogue One 2x2, and stickerless is not possible. So it's not like there's a big difference in soft times, but I just prefer not worrying about stickers. That's about it. For other cubes, I'm not too worried about mains. I mean, we'll talk about that if there's a competition with it, and I'll show those. So I think that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions that you really want answered, check out some videos. If those don't answer them for you, write a comment in the videos. I'm always saying current comments, even if the video's like... Dog's barking. Even if it's like a year old. Also, if you really have a personal question, send it to me on Facebook. Our dogs want us to end so we can feed them.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure they're hungry.
Thank you very much one last time. Have a good night or good morning. Thank you again. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by SpeedCubeReview.com for more news and reviews.